Oh my gosh, these guys are just such a clown show. Now, it was brought to my attention that Shane Davis from ComicsGate, the guy who used to work at DC Comics here, did a 3-hour live stream about me. You can't make this stuff up. But this is what they do. They just mine super chats and just get mad at the internet all day long and don't work on their comics. That's why these guys really don't have any good comics to speak of in ComicsGate. And they know that it's been a big Ponzi scheme to start. They know that it's been a sort of paper mache village that they've built with ComicsGate, that if you just kind of go like that, it all tips over. Because the numbers have been faked for a long, long time, and the numbers have been dwindling for an even longer time. The leader of this whole deal, Ethan Van Sciver, has just burned so many bridges across comic creators and across more that they just have gotten to the point where it's like they have fractured their backer base so many times, and it's like there's just a stink on everything now that nobody wants to pay attention to this stuff anymore. It's really, really sad because it does hurt all of comics and all of crowdfund creators, because now you've got this whole like, are you ComicsGate? Are you not ComicsGate? It's been like this for years, and it's just gotten worse since they've dedicated their entire lives to just attacking Eric July over and over and over again with their live streams. Well, this one came to me. I didn't watch it because I can't sit. It's Shane Davis. Like I don't know if he's brain damaged. I know that he was a massive drug addict, a massive alcoholic at some point. My first encounter with the guy was when he was working for J. Michael Straczynski on Superman Earth 1. I'm a big J. Michael Straczynski fan. If you guys followed along, you understand that. Good writer. Gone off the rails, woke crazy in recent years, but he wrote Babylon 5. And so I was getting his Superman graphic novel. And I was going to have... I saw Shane kind of alone at a table at San Diego Comic-Con. Nobody was really visiting his table so much. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll get the Superman guy to sketch me a Superman. And I'll tuck it into my book or whatever. That's pretty cool. Since he drew the book with J. Michael Straczynski, that's a nice thing. And so I commissioned one. And this is like on a Wednesday or Thursday at Comic-Con. I come back Friday. It's not done. I noticed there's a problem with the guy. He's definitely like hungover or drunk, like at the convention. Like there's a problem there. Come back Saturday, same thing. Guy's just like, he's a disheveled mess. Can't get a commission done. Come back Sunday, disheveled mess. Can't get a commission done. And then goes, oh, I'll mail it to you, bro. I'll mail it to you. I'm sorry. And I'm just like, okay, this is not a good thing. And months go by. Sure enough, guess what? Does not mail it to me. This is like the story of ComicsGate in a nutshell. Months go by. It's late. Doesn't show up, and eventually refunds my money. Now, he doesn't even remember this, and it's even funnier on this level. But the guy has been going off on X, just flipping out about me for the past week or whatever, doing it behind a block like a complete coward. John Malin, of course, demanded everybody in ComicsGate block me. It's like, oh gosh, these guys are such cowards. They are in such a small echo chamber at this point, and they just lie to the same like group of like few super chatters at this that they can't even like get out of their own way, and it's really, really sad. Now, Shane Davis actually like is one of the few of these guys that actually does deliver his comics, and so you'd think like maybe he wants to just like chill and like not cause a bunch of controversy and not get people all upset with things, but he can't do that because this is who these people are. They are Ethan's lieutenants first, and they have to attack anybody who's an enemy of ComicsGate. Now, never mind that Ethan just makes all of the enemies of ComicsGate himself. Nobody wants to fight that guy. He just doesn't stop, and that's the whole problem. That's what's going on here. So I saw some clips from it and going to react a little bit to it because it's very, very funny. Basically, the contention is Indiegogo, if you don't know, changed the way that they were because they got a new ownership. And when they did so, it showed that ComicsGate actually had a lot less backers than people thought previous, because they changed it from people who backed over and over and over again to unique backers. And so ComicsGate actually lost about 20-30% of their backers from what we thought they actually had. And it goes to show that really there's only about 1,200 people who back these things at all at this point. And when it comes down to Shane Davis and John Malin, we're looking at more like 600-700. So it's not as big as I ever thought it was, which is really, really a telltale sign of what goes on. Now, I and others have speculated that these guys have backed their own campaigns up front to make them look more successful than they are, because the best marketing you have is you go, oh, I've got a incredible seller. It's almost to 100,000. Wow. And so you pop in, 20, 30,000 to start to get those numbers ginned up there. I think that, and then you just take off the platform fees as a little bit of a loss on that. That's what you get when you do this kind of thing. And it seems pretty obvious that they've been doing this all along. I know that a lot of streamers like this also have sock accounts, or people who are like ringers in there, intentionally sending super chats to make it look like super chats are coming in, to then prime people to send super chats. It really is psychology. Like, if people think something is happening and a lot of other people are doing it, they get a fear of missing out of doing it. And that's just what marketing 101 is. So there's a lot of fakery that goes on in this type of marketing. And ComicsGate's been one of the fakest out there for a long, long time. Now, Shane knows this. Shane did one thing during this whole process, which was start his own website. And when he started his own website, he then reported that almost all of his backers were going over there, and then Indiegogo was having like a paltry number that he still just had over there. And on his website, he reports the totals of both at the same time. Now, it's pretty obvious, again, that he looks and just makes his own numbers in there, and they could mean anything on his own website. It's even better when it's on your own website, because then you don't have to pay an Indiegogo platform fee to fake the numbers. You could just do it yourself. And they don't really share too much behind the scenes about this, so you can't tell. And this is my speculation as to why they never went to Fund My Comic. Fund My Comic was an operation that was meant to be away from Indiegogo, because Indiegogo is an SJW company. They kept supporting the SJW company during this, but they refused to go to Fund My Comic, saying, oh, there's backer security issues there. Like, there wouldn't be on your own website? Oh, okay, sir. And it's just ridiculous. But I really think that they didn't want to see that the people who are close to the scene to actually see what was going on with this type of, goosing of the numbers and the like, because they, would look bad. And even though Luke Stone would never, ever give out information like that, it's just too close. It's too much of a liability for their little grift. So that's what I've speculated. And again, the lady doth protest too much. Both ladies here, Yanzi and Shane. The ladies here are really a 3-hour stream to protest this. And like I said, I didn't listen to the stream. The guy just like slurs and gets drunk every night. So I can't handle that myself. But we did have this here. Now, this is pretty interesting. Shane Davis is super mad at me for doubting the numbers on his website. Shane and the rest of the CG had no problem doubting the numbers on the Eric July campaign. Now, what's really, really funny is when he talks about this, he goes, I never said that about Eric July. So Student of God obviously then showed a clip where he immediately said that about Eric July. I don't know that Shane intentionally lies or knows it. Like I said, the guy, I think, just drinks way too much, and maybe he doesn't remember. Like I said, he doesn't remember the commission from 2012 that went out that he didn't bother fulfilling. So this is something that is just something. This is the way the guy's been for a long, long time. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for him, to be honest. But I don't feel bad for the person that he supports in all this, Ethan Van Sciver, who's propping all of this up. And of course, they're orbiting this Ethan Van Sciver sort of drama circuit, and they feel like they're stuck. I really think all of these guys at this point, just like, they know they can't build an audience by themselves. They know that they can't go out there on the own merits of their comics. They know that they can't build a comic community for a couple reasons. One, nobody does care about indie comics. It is a dead void. It is something that's very, very true. That's out there. It's very, very difficult in this environment, especially just to get seen. If you just go to Kickstarter and you can take a look, the only things that get seen are just these pornography covers at this point. There's nothing else that really goes, unless it's already a corporate property like Transformers or G.I. Joe. That's it. The comic mindset is really, really rough for the entire industry in general. And they know that these guys, they can't do it on their own, right? So they have to stick around. I don't feel as bad for Shane and John Malin, who are like the first lieutenants who just go out there and cause all the drama themselves. But the Aaron Leprestis of the world, the Andy Smiths of the world, they're actually talented artists who do the work, who actually don't cause any of this problems, and they're shackled to this. And I know a couple of these guys behind the scenes actually really hate what goes on, and they really feel like there's no choice for them, that they just have to ride this out. It's tragic to watch. They've set up this, like I said, entire Ponzi scheme to where it's like those guys were brought in to give these guys a sense of legitimacy, and now these guys are just shackled to this sort of thing right here. But Shane goes off just like crying for hours that his backer numbers are totally legit, that they're great. They don't show any sort of semblance of receipts or that. They just show reactions down here and then take super chats that I'm a bad person, right? This is how low IQ the ComicsGate current base is that actually follows these guys. That's all they want is somebody going, yeah, bad person's bad. Yeah, and no receipts, nothing else like that. No direct like any real business or anything. It's all just the drama super chats that they're farming. And actually, he didn't get that many on this one, which is pretty funny by itself. Because honestly, most people at this point are following my channel who are interested in comics, that are interested in the comic scene, and they've seen the bad behavior here. They don't want to see these guys attack me. You guys are barking up the wrong tree, and you have been for a long, long time. Started with Eric July, went with Yellow Flash. It's going with me. You guys should be focusing on, gosh, I don't know, the shitty SJWs in comics. That's what people followed you guys about to begin with. I mean, I've got a whole website here, Shane, where I've got articles you could be reading here. Fired DC Comics writer reveals depraved ending to his canceled Red Hood series. And this is the transgender weirdo out there. Green Lantern has turned trans in new DC Comics. Absolute Batman Scott Snyder explains why he participated in the leftist No Kings rally. Denny's camp signals that Marvel Comics let him write as woke as he wants. Why aren't you covering any of this? Why are you spending 3 hours talking about me? I mean, it's just retarded. But this is what it is. It's all about the retardery with these guys. They think that they're, and this is an indication of them. They think their audience is that stupid. They know their audience doesn't care about comic books. They know their audience is just all about this sort of thing where it's just this like endless super chat, blah, 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 just gossiping like little girls. And that's what they've become. And that's the worst of it. Ethan Van Sciver, John Malin, and Shane Davis act like high school girls. That's what they want to be, I think. And that's all they end up being now. Very, very sad, but very, very funny from my perspective. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. If you want an alternative, I would love for you guys to sign up for my comic book Substack. I'm just posting comics. It's all about comics. You can just read. And of course, go to phantompulse.com for all of your news on comics, entertainment, and more. This is where it's all at. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back soon.